Welcome to the East Legon Cell Group. Join us for today's Bible study.
And we thank God say it's me Abba, say about 12 Bible study show. And I want to welcome all of us to our discussion of Jeremiah chapter. Actually, I prepared for chapter 40 and 41 because I send a story and we'll try and see if we'll read through and then we'll summarize it. So
the word came to Jeremiah from the Lord after Nebuzaradan, commander of the imperial guard, had released him at Ramah. He had found Jeremiah bound in chains among all the captives from Jerusalem and Judah who were being carried into exile to Babylon. When the commander of the guard found Jeremiah, he said to him, "The Lord your God decreed this disaster for this place, and now the Lord has brought it about. He has done just as he said he would. All this happened because you people sinned against the Lord and did not obey him. But today I am freeing you from the chains on your wrists. Come with me to Babylon if you like, and I will look after you. But if you do not want to, then don't come. Look, the whole country lies before you. Go wherever you please." However, before Jeremiah turned to go, Nebuzaradan added, "Go back to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon has appointed over the towns of Judah, and live with him among the people, or go anywhere else you please." Then the commander gave him provisions and a present and let him go. So Jeremiah went to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, at Mizpah, and stayed with him among the people who were left behind in the land. When all the army officers and their men who were still in the open country heard that the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, as governor over the land, and had put him in charge of the men, women, and children who were the poorest in the land and who had not been carried into exile to Babylon, they came to Gedaliah at Mizpah. Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, Johanan, and Jonathan, the sons of Kareah, Seriah, son of Tahumeth, the sons of Ephai, the Netophathites, and Jazanai, the son of the Makkathite, and their men. Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, took an oath to reassure them and their men. "Do not be afraid to serve the Babylonians," he said. "Settle down in the land and serve the king of Babylon, and it will go well with you. I myself will stay at Mizpah to represent you before the Babylonians who come to us. But you have to harvest the wine, summer fruit, and olive oil, and put them in your storage jars, and live in the towns you have taken over." When all the Jews in Moab, Ammon, Edom, and all the other countries heard that the king of Babylon had left a remnant in Judah and had appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, as governor over them, they all came back to the land of Judah, to Gedaliah at Mizpah, from all the countries where they had been scattered, and they harvested an abundance of wine and summer fruit. Johanan, son of Kareah, and all the army officers still in the open country came to Gedaliah at Mizpah and said to him, "Don't you know that Baalis, king of the Ammonites, has sent Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, to take your life?" But Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, did not believe them. Then Johanan, son of Kareah, said privately to Gedaliah in Mizpah, "Let me go and kill Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, and no one will know it. Why should he take your life and cause all the Jews who are gathered around you to be scattered and the remnant of Judah to perish?" But Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, said to Johanan, son of Kareah, "Don't do such a thing. what you are saying about Ishmael is not true. Amen.
Apart from it, also.
The 41.
Number 41. Yeah. In the 7th month, Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama, who was of royal blood and had been one of the king's officers, came with 10 men to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, at Mizpah. While they were eating together there, Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, and the 10 men who were with him got up and struck down Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, with the sword, killing the one whom the king of Babylon had appointed as governor over the land. Ishmael also killed all the men of Judah who were with Gedaliah at Mizpah, as well as the Babylonian soldiers who were there. The day after Gedaliah's assassination, before anyone knew about it, 80 men who had shaved off their beards, torn their clothes, and cut themselves came from Shechem, Shiloh, and Samaria, bringing grain offerings and incense with them to the house of the Lord. Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, went out from Mizpah to meet them, weeping as he went. When he met them, he said, "Come to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam." When they went into the city, Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, and the men who were with him slaughtered them and threw them into a cistern. But 10 of them said to Ishmael, "Don't kill us. We have wheat and barley, olive oil and honey hidden in a field." So he let them alone and did not kill them with the others. Now the cistern where he threw all the bodies of the men he had killed along with Gedaliah was the one King Asa had made as part of his defense against Baasha, king of Israel. Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, filled it with the dead. Ishmael made captives of all the rest of the people who were in Mizpah, the king's daughters along with all the others who were left there, over whom Nebuzaradan, commander of the imperial guard, had appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam. Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, took them captive and set out to cross over to the Ammonites. When Johanan, son of Kareah, and all the army officers who were with him heard about all the crimes Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, had committed, they took all their men and went to fight Ishmael, son of Nethaniah. They caught up with him near the great pool in Gibeon. When all the people Ishmael had with him saw Johanan, son of Kareah, and the army officers who were with him, they were glad. All the people Ishmael had taken captive at Mizpah turned and went over to Johanan, son of Kareah. But Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, and 8 of his men escaped from Johanan and fled to the Ammonites. Then Johanan, son of Kareah, and all the army officers who were with him led away all the people of Mizpah who had survived, whom Johanan had recovered from Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, after Ishmael had assassinated Gedaliah, son of Ahikam. The soldiers, women, children, and court officials he had recovered from Gibeon, and they went on stopping at Deruth, Kemham, near Bethlehem, on their way to Egypt to escape the Babylonians. They were afraid of them because Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, had killed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, whom the king of Babylon had appointed as governor over the land. Amen.
Malachi 2 chapters we say one single story. Now, it can be summarized in a very short way. Now, Yamiya Dumasa, Ubia, Pina, Onwa Air based on the summary, now what me any understanding. I will send you to see a continuation, in fact, direct continuation of the events in chapter 39. Chapter 39, we saw the fall of Jerusalem. And the last week, you know, different groups of people and the kind of experiences are moving. Now, one of them chapter 40 mentioned Jeremiah himself. Then another name that is found in chapter 39, 40 is mentioned Nebuzaradan, who is the army officer. There's an immediate commander from Nebuchadnezzar. I was in charge of all the operations to capture Jerusalem. Then another person very prominent, Gedaliah. But two names I have mentioned with her are very important. Johanna and Ishmael. Into the verses 1 to 6 of chapter 14, explaining a little more light on verses 11 to 14 of chapter 39. In verses 11 to 14 of chapter 39, Nyakaya want to say, tell me, Jerusalem finally capture ya, depending on the including him in the family. I come in the family before him, the Jeremiah here. Nebuzaradan Eka said, Nebuchadnezzar had that instructed. Said, Mom, Jeremiah Bia, and my own say, okay. So, over chapter 40, the verses 1 to 6 are, or children acquire Nebuzaradan fast or deceive Jeremiah. And he said, now Jeremiah had been captured among the people in the king's courtyard, because at the time, a breaking siege, I finally captured. Now Jeremiah was in the courtyard, and he actually baby or hen courtyard, and chains, and Jeremiah was among them. And Nebuzaradan, who said, Yasha see a man chili pan, and identify Jeremiah because Nebuchadnezzar be kind instruction about say, on your name, and Tema friend and the buyer, or any interaction. Look at and say, oh dear, Name, when you are most who are the kind and conscious of Aka, and no may be seen oh, catching Jeremiah. Now, woman from empty and as I know island, a sea. Now, who in particular, or his me and no tree, empty, or more we chase the free inside. And we can say, oh, home cry say, oh, decide say, when you ever call Babylon, you do not call. We are not taking you there as a captive, we are taking you there as a free man. I do. But so, who freedom is over time. And now, Osaka to us say, so you can live on your own, and now say your governor Nebuchadnezzar, a daily power, what job having in an show, the Venezuela, until Ubetumi home island, Akushanasi. Now, what to be careful into real normal provisions and our job. As attention. And Bible says from now the verse 7 going, the verse 7 to then comes the verse 12, and mention the return of certain groups. Say the raid has finished. Nebuchadnezzar, after Nipano, Edumuko, Kumu. Omo jawo muso jawo the book of Nebuchadnezzar no man for ni na no asra for no muko omo afi Jerusalem ho omo timi dwaneye from the siege no the book of Nebuchadnezzar no man for no call and after mu sha ase say omo eba into mention they are soldiers remember Ishmael are of a royal blood who will lead some of the contingent. Any Jonathan, any Johanna, also in charge of another contingent. Any one of them groups are almost crown a more of kind, but who in our shall say, Omo return. Sans say, want to say, Nebuchadnezzar will manage Gedaliah Elsa. In the verses 9 to 10, Bible says, Gedaliah swore an oath. ama o promise say obehwe omuyi mo bia no na komentu mo bia ma ne hye no asomdwe ho problem bia ne won de ka ho enti wagye nipa na to and memfa ne so ono de wa to so say oni nipa na san wa asomdwe mu but over the verse 13 to 16 na bibi ho ehun hia Johanna, one of the nipa olidi tin bi ba e be tia Gedaliah na so say Ishmael na wo so elidi another team e di ba ye no Ishmael no boni na den o di team na Ishmael no free Ammonite na fam na ba ye na o adwini bi Ammonite he no de dash ni team say o ma me yi Gedaliah na den emfi ho into a catch Gedaliah say Gedaliah nti be ya ma me kwan na me ku isa Ishmael ni fro just how we are send back but Gedaliah man sa pan say why need you kai no and they ended the verse 16 of chapter 40. Then you come to chapter 41 and someone Johanan kai no and I won't fool you immediately when you begin the verse 1. If you read the verse 1, you can see the verse 3. Ishmael na ye kana sem no find Bible 10 kan no if free outskirts ba mispa and we assassinate Gedaliah. Now while not Gedaliah who assassinate there were a group of people that have come to worship. Say in fact they were under oath. Israel in tradition to be a unity. They can't harmonize or take what we call the Nazarite vow. What they perform some kind of rituals, ablution or whatever. Nipa 8 Almunda. Omen we see a na Ishmael Chu, Mark 17 no edi kan wo. And at 10 edie, wo pa na che say empuye. Na omuka say yenim da bi aduane kra wo, da bi a wine wo, da bi a green ni de ka ka wo. Tell what tie aduane asem no. Human conscience abem enti ma wo preserve wo life. 17 you ku but 10 dey wo ku. Enya enu na chi no osaboko taking captive of a nipa na wo mispa ho nyina na du ma hye Gedaliah ansam o hene mama ene adawi nipa ne de ka ka ho nyina no okofa wo nyina captives and now directing attention to Ammonite FM. Indeed, just before he crossed the Jordan, and now Johanna Noah obeyed Gedaliah and chain first. If I catch and say, no, who said Ishmael be born with it to my family, Gedaliah arm cannon. So I Johanna Noah organize an army and chase Ishmael. And buy Baba to Ishmael, to wait to Ishmael and army. No, if I the army no shout to me, Ishmael for me, but Ishmael name for 80 years, to be Ghanaian, and a pop. But what now save you, whom I have taken captives now. Save you, but to save you, no already no, Ishmael will not free, Mispa, I will not do the meeting. Or save you, no, whom say. Asam Abba say one Ishmael kum Gedaliah and Nebuchadnezzar the deceitful. Ishmael kum Babylonian soldiers nibi uja omo ho and was a big money school in Paruso. And said Nebuchadnezzar tese omo uja omo achi say the Asia and really our best midom Abba because you nsuti and ma omo ye say and you win back to Egypt. At the end of chapter 41, no one will do almost Bethlehem. And I'm for Egypt. But from 42 now, you don't see what Bethlehem. In terms of you met me as a son, Ama Alisiania, you know, we are a kind of lesson by pen and name, if bet me a derival every month. Kasaya Kasina, the young say Jeremiah Mabasa, after say free no na still a confirm nyame asem a odi ma Jeremiah say omo nyame a wa frɛ no no obɛbɔ no ba obɛhyɛ no obɛkura no ma bɔ ni bia nti nyame bɔ sha odi hyɛ Jeremiah no nyame no predi ɛda so ɛyɛ ɛda wase
That's of
No, I think that that's an excellent job.
yeah
Very, very wonderful song. And can I even come any the situation Jeremiah found himself in. And he said, Nyankopon share Jeremiah or say, born in mind, and he did it in the most extraordinary circumstances. Because one would have thought that when the soldiers had broken through eventually, almost standing by aircon, and Jeremiah was getting a frat. So the commander would take time to look for him because he had instruction from his commander-in-chief. The Buchanan said, he should save him. Just like Dr. Eddie Nassam. But I think that there Jeremiah found himself in a very difficult situation because he had an option to go to Babylon or option to stay. But many prophecy which he had always given, he said, give yourself up. I am from Babylon. And yet when he came to Adiyah, Jeremiah didn't go. But I think he said one could look at that and one show you and you blame Jeremiah and said, but you prophesied, why didn't you go? But we have what the Nebuzaradan and country, that's from this the middle of verse 2. The Lord your God decreed this disaster for this place. Now that the Lord has brought it about, he has just done what he said he would do. Because you sin against the Lord. Said, an unbeliever, can we actually, I will believer said, Yenti Aradi, and one way say, I'm sure, and it's a moment soon. Amaria Tiam Yankupon and Ambassador. So the same person offers, said, Brian Comico, and also. It becomes a difficult. It becomes a difficult challenge there. The man could have accepted this kind of offer. Because what has happened has brought such a shame and disgrace and a dishonor to themselves. There is no way. There is no way one could say so. There's no one who sees about Tuasu and yield himself to the Babylonian. It's a very difficult situation for me, I think, as a contribution.
This time we have, in spite of the prophecy, some people who had escaped and been involved with the Ammonites. Organized to eliminate the governor that was taking care of the remnant. As I said, I mean, choose about remnant in Ukraine, your vessel or drones in Ukraine,
he said, Miss Wicker, the crack, who's the issue? We will cast a woman. Maybe was a one of a shop so one more mountain or castle just a two. Or Kaya Baba some corner you. I said a Kaya in Yabo, and I go to see more also. As I, yeah, your way, and she said, along the line, I make cancer. I was taking a serious salvation. You go over the catcher, the before so. Obesho ọmọ ba mama kwa na wo se wo bi obekwo bi a ye beko kwa na wa wa ko je ye bo e muka exchange prayer after Babylon for about a shoot to God. Woman muka exchange prayer, I don't know when you babble. Some babble now comes, I must last a little at the other head. If you are the dead was here. first. Was here. And that was with them.
I think the mind is very simple one. Obedience to God is paramount. It's better to heed, the word of the Lord than, experience His wrath or, the consequences of our disobedience.
And your mammy breathes, but never born by our home by 7 days.
One more coin, Daniel and Coon, and one more by one more color maca class, and now we as a bill. Another thing I mentioned about Jeremiah, even though the costume na Yankopon, equal Jeremiah, this year your fair radial someone. Tell the million can say, a man was a beba, or how beba, a man near beba, but in the will be crying. How a
I know along the same line. Earlier on chapter 39 verse 17, Nehemiah said, Jeremiah 17:18, I will rescue you, and declare the Lord. You will not be handed over to the house of fear. I will save you, and you will not fall by the sword, but will escape with your life, because you trust in me, declare the Lord. Where Nehemiah Sama, or can say Jeremiah, Nehemiah Sama no crazy. In spite of difficulties, Jeremiah war in Jerusalem, war we are, and perform Trifa so better Jeremiah, and also camp people who have been chained. Wonderfully, now will be home. But the bottom line said, behind Jeremiah, many people come. And indeed, a manibia no for the enemy, but now a shepherd of Afal. Until Yamaka be a bomo, a princess of my.
Daniel Beshian say, Ishmael, Waba, and I want you on here now, and the book of Nazar will say, now a baby catcher or say, I'm one over. I've been one with the tea. I'm a queen. Now, Monsieur says, I would you would be Pia. Walk one. Because over cast the children, or a betrayer, or sign a deception. And our Bible catcher say, a one over an Ishmael now will feed Ammonite. I've been one with it. The Bomodia, the Queen, not nine day, you'll stop and send a mayor army, also would die. In Pimpino, a piece of food, be because no would be. You are so clear. Then you are so idiot.
True prophecy.
Oh, to me,
true prophecy.
One shady. One shady. Oh, everything my ability. Many was so way the end to me. See, Debbie, well, I don't want to need you. What about catching up? Which at the end, at the end, or your basa, it in America, say, a do about deception and a betrayal, a demand discernment. No, you was a humana. We won't need them. Now, why you shania or hinny, yet West, we have to say, your manus. What did you wear at the end? We're going to mention and say, a random one, a man discernment. The betrayer for my dear woman.
Pato said, Nebuzaradin, our year was soon. Ever catch him said, Minyamia Minnesota. Our yet the true God, no say, no, our year was some soon, free. And coming in the crowd, but Monsieur said, Namit to me, you so the Bia edition of women. It's very interesting. Now, if we use our current times in Kenya, Ghana here oppressed, and Ghana here called Pasumuna, Obia, only Christian, near as a Muslim crowd. Eka say, I dare you go to me because Yamichi and Swanka, you know, to go and can Mundi, beautiful to go on. But I'm learning through this study, said, Yamitumi Yuzu, what we don't consider as righteous to glorify his name.
As ordained to me the situation, I shall send a man a kind of Aka most so
Mrs.
God's sovereignty. Now, she said, despite Jerusalem or destruction, God still remained in control and he was guiding his people. Now, Jeremiah obedience, demonstrated his trust in God. Say, Christopher, in terms of application, even in difficult times and challenges, he still had to remain steadfast in the faith. The engine, Jesus said, he will see us through, because it happens most of the time when we find ourselves in difficult situations, and that's what we are looking for, the easy way out, without seeking God's face. But what I'm picking from here, they say always, I will say, we obey, say, you will see me through. Amen.
So they are not person up to kind. The Lord promised Jeremiah that he was going to save him. And he used an unbeliever to confirm his word that and Kofono Bonnie on my unity and on no bad Babylon. However, on the Papa or your unbeliever now, and the church, Jeremiah said, because of your this is the instruction coming from your friend. Yes, so God uses, he can use anybody to glorify us.
You never really, the ocean, the crowd of ocean, God will not come. Yeah.
Mission, yeah, city here, because they are if you see city here, they are change that to inside. It's me single out, and you are single out. Hey, if you it's here kind, when you're not Matthews, not German away. You serve it, Jatten, the way. As a Minina, the visit Akran Sam, sit tonight, in terms of where I come. Was enough when you're going to be a 39, 17, Yamination book. And only idea, if you say, I feel ye Christopher, a bonfire soon. Now, if I say, Yamacrack, I say, or said the Amacos was one now, but no, there's a punishment on us, or no, now, no one soon, or no, maybe a catches of 1 year. It's almost night, with the guardian, you say, you be too sick, you be say, deɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ afa ho deɛ na wo as an individual no wobɛyɛ afa ho sɛ nipa korɔ no a ɔno ɛbɛdi wo dɛm no a yɛaso nso bɛdi ɔno kora tumi ka kyerɛ wo sɛ nyame no a wansom no nti in that case no na afei atwem adwene akɔ discuss yɛ sɛ yɛyɛ ansa yɛbɛyɛ sɛ is a prophetic word anaasɛ wo Bible study a woyɛ de sua ɛna bɛmu wɔ saa nyama wei nyinaa ɛno yɛ saa nyama no a mehyɛ sɛ ɛyɛ prophetic word anaasɛ ɛbi sure sɛ wo sɔre na wosua Bible mu a nyame so ma wo word a wode yɛ adwuma na prophetic no abɛfoa so sɛ wotumi follow nyɛ ba wei na ayɛ me sɛ nka ɔmo atumi sua ehu a na ɛguide ɔmo na prophetic no ɛbɛfoa so a ɔmo abɛhu sɛ this is the way to go a ɛma
Thank you.
Maybe the lesson is simple. Say, the lesson throughout the history is say, in every challenging situation, we should remain faithful to God. Remain faithful in this life. Yeah, looking for any easy way out. In the end, He will redeem us. Work of it.
None. Jeremiah said, "Dear, one fasten there, and yes, some will catch them. Only he of the income. No, I can't share him. And so I hear no opportunity. Now, shall be settled the income. Jeremiah, and yes, some mamma. A do bra, deal with the dinner was a system show a catch a woman. Yet, he shall go to a with you. Shall be a yard, indeed, you would inside. I push it, they will be in here. And me and coffee. Or shepherd in my pa. The young say, the city and mamma. You share us a young city and mamma. Maybe a couple should be a be a figure.
Yeah, what you mean Bible studies?
What my Bible
I share the same God's sovereignty extends beyond our circumstances. Say to me, God will always find us out. He will single us out. He will preserve us. And He will deliver us. The year said, "We should see about and then that so that will be great." Because it doesn't matter the circumstance we find ourselves in. If God wants to save us, He will save us. If God wants to preserve us, He will preserve us. God wants to, even like Okachas in Isaiah, even if we have to sacrifice the whole nation for our sake, He will do so. He never said,
I can't be bringing up pivotal points. No, I mean, my father free. Passages and I say, God is faithful, and when we rely on Him, any walk Emma and no one and so much to say. Manna. The fact circumstances he was waiting on the Lord until God gave him the message. My name is say, once I bet you circumstances are very bit near you.
And then what? Yeah, someone let her for what's out.
Now, why should you cry my confused? But yet, the singer, to your brother, a baby, my say, yeah, so, ask me, my dear, if fat circumstances,
and here we pay the one, yeah, or signing. It's not too sad. Just a little catch them. And you crown. Show me. Show me. It's actually here. That's how I read this. And yet, the social media, bottom line, was signing to the extent Ishmael to sign. My very familiar friend. It just a never catch him. And you show me. That's I fight with. Such a year against me. Well, no, my baby has said before. You're too familiar with another. Because you're better than your mom. Not a that's how we did it. But actually, yeah, bottom line, when she has to the extent of signing my very familiar friend, in who I ate with, Psalm 41, verse 9, who I ate with, has lifted up his heel against me, and who better.
I'm well now.
Yeah, I bet what said, as I said, yet 2 years from there, and at least your mom buy it. Like a young coupon and say, and said, I don't never hear. Now, wait here. Oh, yeah, no more pass Yakakra. 7. Then we did that. I come back for banking. What you look at? I am prophetic. Information is every resource, every prophet.
Because if you have been in a country where you have been under such a severe siege, assembly, the whole place is broken into. Now, you have a family, all those messy situations. Now, suddenly, Nyama are settled. Now, you said, you will for so. I've been saying, you want to a life of peace. Send you and Sam. As why you have the peace area, particularly a farm program will become paramount. Say, you will make this kind of mistake. And so for me, I think I'll give Jeremiah a little bit of I think it should have been a little bit more cautious as he was there. But the fact said, Johanna kept pushing, said, in the midst of what was happening, he said,
slavery, that's called.
Yes, he
also
but Mima Asema, is actually from the last part of the verse 41, beginning from verse 16 of that chapter 41. Joanna at this time was faced with a difficult situation. The difficult situation is Wajin Crawford, I say more from all the unfortunate idea Ishmael But at the same time, he's now standing in a very precarious moment because of my penny, but bad people, Nebuchadnezzar said this is what has happened. He probably would just come with anger and rage over everybody. 1 tears a year. So that was the situation we used to. And yet they stood now at the point saying, should they go to Egypt? Because that is the only alternative. Or remain in his ways. Now looking at what Nebuchadnezzar was possible to have done, I think that they face a very difficult situation. I think that they made a great mistake of us. They should have done what David had always done when he faced again. Ask them send up the same. Because with hindsight, they did that after they had gone into Egypt. But this is where they should have asked themselves. And then because God would have shown themselves.
In actual fact, so 42 now. Exactly.
The whole issue for me, Nyamia Caso baby, not Estatia, your council by a corner way. Nyamiko, and for what you say, Johanna, I've been too full. Sir, yeah. Nyamiko, your man, we.
And I'm going to go to I mean, I don't know what I'm going to say. Saparo go to me and I will be. A prophetic I'm also to take what
prophecy now by what you change.
What we have from this person now.
I'm training yes. I'm a brief. I did being will be saying, say a prophecy, say word of wisdom, a word of knowledge, need a fear. No good. Your man, you need here, and the Ishmael in your hand, yes,
I won't go to so make me cry, that's all yes. This week, I said this year, this week, I said this year. This week, I said this year. Nyankopon, wa my idea. What is what say idea? And another focus say, Nyame o ne Nyame kana sema. Ya hwe na sem consist atwaso sa besi free Abraham so aba Nyame asem akokwa ni wa ato jafa. Na the make us this week is here. Asem na see this week Adam Chief Justice Oman ruling. Oka say bi so he was the circular because the whole the circular command parliament. The circular if you want one to circular. But one circular or one case or one circular quality display wrong. Me must make us say Nyame must study Nyame now Yamayena Abisi. There's nowhere anywhere that one for Muslim was him. Say, you Jesus Baba catch there say, or Baba Jesus Baba, Abacase, one Cassaway, and a Musa said, and I'm Jesus or Baba, was it I don't remember others or Baba, the real Master, because this is bad, Bacase or Dwa. Was it Jesus or we all was all, or we or I'm not You want that what doesn't just.
It's one of the Islamic.
Yes, and I make us say, oh, believe no more was this is a bar or a cassette.
When you repent, you become a Muslim.
Yes, no way any better. The other person can say, what changes Chief Justice Nasa, New Justice Chief Justice be Napa, anyone is supply about. It is supply no one can actually. One more supply no one said, I was working the supply and the supply and the constitution and wrong. What is the fourth in command? Said, no, be a trust circular, or one casa trust circular, or the same, or one casa sinas and the cry, or the swire. Yaminka Peter. And your friend, ye can ye didn't name me a dear Benina, and some of Yaminka Piera. The Piara be I didn't even do baby. I said, we plan. Between time, we say, I said, we add one. Say, Yaminka, we power guys, and farm, you said, dear, often Yaminka was at the end of them. It's Yamika Sama, want to be signed a team, Mekase. At the end, Mikasa Fatwa, Nankasa. It is Yanshin, Kofi, Reagan, Yeshua Benado. What pay Yamia 70? Yamia Debra won't take it. I was one Jasmine. Yamia, they are one petty because one woman, but Yamis woman, that ain't more quiet. One woman take a quiet before going now. Yamiswa, the Kobe, and not some person with it, one cow. One cow. I want them cheery crowd, I can take a crowd on town. And then yes, I can't so up and the crowd, so proud. And what's up?
Thank you for joining in today's study. See you next week.